Greetings, friends. It's me, Wayman, and I've been wanting to do a video on agnosticism and why I'm agnostic. And I seen Atheist VS Agnostic by Mr. Evolution 777 or Brett Keane. Awesome video, Brett. And I don't have a problem with being non-committed or being agnostic. Mainly because a lot of times, especially in chat and when I watch videos, I run into the problem where people have not read the literature and people have not made an effort to understand each other, which you can tell if a person's read the literature or not by just listening to them talk for about 5 minutes. Everything comes from Wikipedia. So I think that reevaluating why people sign up for belief systems and why people sign up for categories and why people sign up for atheism might have something to do with it. I'm scared of signing up. I'm scared of signing up for a fan club, and I'm scared. I don't need the free t-shirt. I don't need to be part of a club, and I don't need a rock band experience. So what am I talking about? On both sides of the line, belief systems have done this. Atheism is doing it, where you have atheistic apocalypticism, ideas of atheistic missionaries, atheistic proselytizing, and they're following the same trends and getting the message out as religion had. And they should. They should. It's a smart thing to do, and it's very, very efficient. So I guess that I enjoy the literature so much, and by saying that I don't know, I'm not going to get fenced in a sheep pen. Right now I'm bounding through the fields. I can visit all the other little sheeps and all the little pens. I can choose to leave when I want to, which is really nice. But here in Myths to Live By Joseph Campbell, he talks about the mythology, how it happens, and why all this. So I'm going to boringly read part of this because I don't think anybody reads nowadays. But here he talks about how mythology starts. It is that of the individual conscious of himself as such and aware that he and all that he cares for will one day die. This recognition of mortality and the requirement to transcend it is the first great impulse to mythology. And along with this, there runs another realization, namely that the social group into which the individual has been born, which nourishes and protects him, and which, for the greater part of his life, he must himself to nourish and protect, was flourishing long before his own birth, and will remain when he is gone. Another factor, a cross-cultural survey of mythologies of mankind, consequently, will have to know only universalities, but also the transformation of those common themes in ranges of their occurrences. This is because people in different areas of the world die differently. The third factor, furthermore, which was everywhere exerted a persuasive influence on the shaping of mythology, has a third range and context of specifically human experience, of which the developing individual, inevitably aware of his powers of thought and observation, mature, the spectacle, namely of the universe, the natural world in which he finds himself, and the enigma of its relation to his own existence, its magnitude, its changing forms, and yet, through these, an appearance of regularity. Mankind's understanding of the universe has greatly altered in the course of the millenniums, particularly most recently as our instruments of research have improved. So, abstract expressionism needs to be interpreted at the individual level and also, for cultural purposes, at the group level. When you're unable to do this, when you're unable to define belief systems, when you're unable to define metaphor, when you're unable to define art to yourself and to a group, who makes those laws and who says what way are you allowed to interpret abstract expressionism? So we say it's all BS. All these stories of the Iliad, the Odyssey, Homer, and the Upanishads, and the Bhagavad Gita, and Eastern thought, and Zoroastrianism and all that stuff, Judaism, it's all just a bunch of fables. It's not. Bound up in all that is art, culture, and it speaks to people in profound ways. And they need to be able to interpret that to themselves. And people say it's a crutch, but we all do it. Even atheists dream. And at some point, an atheist, I've seen the videos, when he realized that he might die, needs to think about his society and his group and what may happen. And they go through that. And yes, it's a different process than what the believers go through, but they still go through the process as human beings. So, are we going to start saying how we can interpret art? Are we going to start putting laws down on how we can interpret dance, music? All of that is extremely important. But people are just lazy today because people don't want to read the literature, and it's just easier to sign up with a rock band and be cool and be part of a group without really understanding the basis of why they're doing it or even the cultural context behind it. So that's why I'm agnostic. Hang in there, friends, and remember, if everybody's thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking.